If you like Degen trading, then this video is for you. We're going to look at Turbo, because Turbo really put on the turbo, and this thing is absolutely skyrocketing. I actually never really paid notice to this until quite recently, and I've seen some crazy moves on this coin. It is highly speculative. It is very dangerous, so therefore this is absolutely Degen trading, so be very careful. However, this thing had some insane moves, so well played, could bring you a lot of fortune, but yeah, if you do not play this well, then you might as well lose also a lot of money. This is the coin on the daily. This was the start. You right away see a pump, then a dump. Usually this is actually how most of the coins look like, because so many have been launched. It is just yeah, usually just going absolutely to zero, and then you can see that it is making this sideways range, has a pump up, and then almost this exact same cycle is repeating. You have a pump up, you go to a sideways range, and then eventually again you have a big pump up. That was right here, a little bit of sideways range, then a huge pump up, and then we're sitting in the range where we are right now, where we again have this sideways range and then a big pump up. If you were crazy enough to buy right here after this thing almost reached the bottom, then you're not gonna believe it, you would have made, as of now, 16,000%. Look at this, it's absolutely insane. 16,000% from the bottom. Holy crap. Alright, cool. Let's just focus on what's in front of us. That is the current range. Like I said, this thing is absolutely going parabolic. I think there might be still more juice to squeeze. This is a volume profile since May this year, and there you can see that we traded very nicely within the profile until we broke out, and we had a super nice backtest, close and open exactly at that value area high, and then higher. Since this thing is now going absolutely parabolic, it is yeah, unreasonable to wait for a big retrace to a golden pocket. This thing either continues or it just dumps lower, then eventually it will cause a lot of damage. If we're just looking at market cipher B, if I didn't know any better, I would say this thing goes further, because look at the money flow, extremely thick in the green, and this momentum wave is not even close to topping out. However, when I compared the tops, so this top right here that we made, I mean, look at this. If I use the replay button, then you can see that also here it looked extremely bullish on price. We went absolutely parabolic, and you can also see here money flow was still thick in the green. There was no sign of stopping this, but actually that was the top. And if I would then zoom in on the 4 hour, then I'm actually seeing almost the exact same. Look at this, it looks super strong here. Money flow high, momentum wave high, RSI is high, everything high. And but then look at how the 4 hour looked like at the previous big top. Almost exactly the same. Money flow was slightly running behind, but look at this. I mean, my lordy, if I didn't know any better, I would also say this goes much higher. So I'm a little bit concerned, because the current top looks exactly like a previous top. But like I said, if I didn't know any better, then I would say every small retrace is still a long. At least that's how I would have played it. But you can see that market cipher B is not always 100% accurate. So that is the only thing that concerns me. Other than that, if you still want to trade this, this thing is highly volatile, so better you do not use any leverage at all, and if you do, then you use low leverage. This is now back on the 4 hour. Look at just this candle where I am right now, and then look at the top of your screen. You can see this moved 14% in 4 hour, 10% in 4 hour, here 20%. That was yesterday. Then we had 4%, and then we had 10% again. Overall, yesterday was a huge day, 33% up in one single day. Even just on a 5x leverage, that's 150%. Okay, back to the 4 hour. Let's say we would get a quote-unquote a little bit more normal price action. What can you expect? Well, you could expect maybe a retrace, possibly, but that is most likely not going to be the case to, let's say, the value area high again, because you already backtested. It will be 78.6, or you could say maybe a backtest of these current highs. So let me just pull this down a little bit to make sure that you see the chart well. So you are going down, and then you're backtesting these highs 0.5 and then higher, and that is then also right away of course halfway in the fib retracement. And usually if you get a bounce on 0.5, that signal strength, because what does it say? The bears do not have the selling pressure to press it to the golden pocket or 78.6, because the bulls are already stepping in at the 0.5. So you have a reasonable retrace, but nothing too deep at all, because before you go over half, the bulls are already pushing price higher. That is how you need to interpret this. That actually would be nice. I also would not be surprised if we not even getting that retrace, because mind you, with such volatility, that is down 20-ish% from where we are right now. So yeah, I think that would actually be the best scenario. By the way, that level, before I forget to give it to you, that is 0.092. 0.092. So you could also say 9, what is it, 9 cents or 9/10 of a cent. And then we still, yeah, actually that also lines up here with the 78.6. If you put the fib retracement here, you can see 78.6 also lines up here with these highs. Other than that, guys, there's actually not a whole lot to look at. If I would zoom in on the 1 hour, you can see that there is barely any structure. This thing is just stair-stepping higher. Makes it very hard to actively trade. You have a little bit of a downward move, not even taking out all of the liquidity here. Then you're already going higher, sideways, then pump, sideways, pump, and now again a little bit down before we're going higher again. So yeah, this is probably better to buy in spot and hold, and you're kind of gambling, because let's be honest, that's what it is. You're gambling that price is still going higher. I think if I'm just looking at these highs that we are going higher, it will just be a matter of time before this is going to print a tight trigger wave. You get something like this, boom, boom, and the same is go for here. Once that green dot is confirmed, money flow is still green, is still pointing up, RSIs are still higher. It is just 1 or 2 more hours, boom, and you're going higher. So I actually, for now, wouldn't be all too concerned. Like I said, if you want to trade it, max maybe 2 or 3 leverage, because the moves, because okay, mind you, here in this 1 hour, look at this, 6% down times 3% is 18 to 20% down on your trade. That's quite a lot, so be careful with that. But like I said, spot trading is probably the best. Let it go, and then at some point you would just move higher again. Very much Degen. Why? Also because this is just pure price discovery. Like I said, this thing moves higher, sideways, moves higher, sideways, and it just goes and goes and goes. Absolute Degen trade. But since these moves are so big, and if there is still more juice to squeeze, you can easily then again look at 10, 20, 30, 40% move up. These real big tops, usually those are blow off tops. So here it was a good top, but actually the wick was a little bit shallow. You would have expected a little bit more of a wick. So keep an eye on it. Once this thing is really going higher, and then eventually you see on the daily candle they were retracing, and we might stop somewhere here. You have a big candle on the top. That is usually your top signal, because then people already start selling off. Bears are coming in, and that is then a really good time to take profit. So that is something at least that I will be looking out for. And now already in the last 15 minutes, as you see this thing going up and up and up and up again. So probably I will get into a trade. I'm just hovering over a couple of these time frames. 15 minutes, say we might get one more move down, but then if I look at the 30 minutes, this actually looks super nice. Look at this nice trigger wave again, everything up, view up, money flow, RSIs. This thing is just an absolute beast. It will crash down and will correct, but I think there's still more juice to squeeze, so absolute Degen trade. If you like these kinds of updates, even if it's about these crazy Degen trades updates, please let me know in the comments. And also when you're down there, give me a like and subscribe, click the bell, click on also so you miss anything. See you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.